Hello there. My name is Justine Williams, and I am here just today to talk to you about my weight loss story and how I did it. If you are watching this right now because I've asked you to give me some feedback and critique my introduction video, I would like to say thank you. Your time is very valuable to me, and I know sometimes it's hard to take time out of our crazy busy lives to um, stop and help somebody out, especially if you're not getting paid for it or have no real investment in it. So, thank you truly for that. So, I would just like to start by saying, like, my whole life, my entire life, I've heard there's only two ways to lose weight, and that's diet and exercise. There's two components to weight loss, that's diet and exercise. And I want you to know right off the bat that yes, those are two critical parts of pieces of the puzzle to weight loss. And in my experience, there are two more components that aren't talked about, and I'm feeling inspired to share my story and my beliefs about the way to lose weight, because I feel like there are more people out there who went through what I went through, and they've gone through the same cycles of starting stuff and being overwhelmed and quitting, or starting a workout plan and getting so sore, joining a 90-day challenge and not getting the kind of results that they wanted because they felt like it had to be all done overnight. And so, with that being said, the second two components that I believe are critical in weight loss, especially if you're a person that has more than 20 or 30 pounds to lose, the third component is emotional and mental health. And I feel like that's a pivotal thing. When I very first started, I really thought that if I could just get skinny, I will love myself. And that to me is backwards. You have to learn to love yourself first, and then once I started doing that, through that process, the weight started coming off. The other thing is time. Time. There's all these 90-day challenges out there, and all of these 90-day programs and things, and that's why people start looking for a quick fix, is because everything is so rushed now. And about my weight loss, like, I'm down 73 pounds. It took me 2 years. That's 3 pounds a month, on average. And some months I lost 1 pound, probably. I don't really know. And because I actually broke up with the scale, and I'll get into that in a minute. But so in order for you to fully be able to understand my stance on this, like, I need to give you some backstory and how this all played into my process, and then I'd like to tell you, like, my plan and how I would like to help other people. And so, jumping right into that, when I was a kid, and I'm talking like probably 6, 7, 8 years old, somewhere around then, my family, my immediate family, my extended family, aunts, uncles, gave me two nicknames, and those nicknames were the fridge and Butterball. And it was all funny back then, and it was in the 80s, and the refrigerator Perry was a big deal, and whatever. And they didn't mean any harm by it. But as I grew, and as I started going to school and stuff, those names really came into play. When I got to the point of, I don't know, probably fourth, fifth, sixth grade, when I had friends and it was cool to, like, swap clothes and all that, and I I didn't fit in any of my friends' clothes, and that was hard, um, because I could hear, my family, the people that I love that are closest to me, calling me the fridge and butterball, and then those statements were like affirmed by, confirmed by me not fitting into my friends' clothes and not being able to, be a girl and do those things. So about that time is when I started just wanting to wear gym shorts, and I hated shopping. I hated shopping with my mom and my sister, and my sister was pretty tiny, and I just hated it. I hated seeing, being in fourth or fifth grade or sixth grade or junior high and having bigger clothes than everybody else, because for then I was aware of the sizes, and I knew what size they were in, so I just started becoming a tomboy, if you will, because gym shorts had the elastic straps, and when leggings and stuff were in, like, I totally took advantage of that, and it completely worked for me. But then going into junior high and high school, I played basketball, and I really loved basketball. I wasn't the best basketball player in the world, but I loved it. And the jerseys, like, they would ask kind of like what number you want, or like when they're handing it out or whatever, and I couldn't have the number I wanted. I wanted number 9, or 4, and I remember my coach in 7th grade was like, "No, Justine, like, the jerseys are based on sizes, and they are, the numbers go up with the sizes, right?" So rocked my 42, and again, those names came back to me, and at that point, my brother and my sister would get so mad, and we would fight, and they would call me fat and lazy, and they called me those things because they knew that that's what would make me angry. Like, that was, like, we were fighting, we were kids, so any way they could push those buttons, they could. And so I really just, like, started taking on those names, and I know that for me, it began then. It really did. Like, when I would get emotional or upset because I wasn't succeeding or I wasn't enough, like, that's when the emotional eating started, and I would just take whole pieces of bread and just, like, squish them in my hand and eat them, and it was hard. So with that part, and then fast forward into my adult life, I got into a relationship, and he told me several times that he didn't like big girls, but he was in love with me, and that that he wasn't attracted to bigger women, and the adult side of our relationship, if you will, was non-existent for a while, because he was not attracted to me, and I kept thinking, like, if I try harder, if I do more, then he will love me, and I allowed this behavior because everybody my whole life that loved me had told me those things, indirectly, with the nicknames or whatever, like, so I thought it was okay. And it finally, like, got to a point one day that I would just look in the mirror, and I would hate myself, knowing that I was a size 22, or not wanting to tell anybody that I was over 270 pounds. Like, that was really embarrassing to me. And so when situations came up to where that was embarrassing, I, of course, would then hide and emotionally eat and sabotage myself, right? So I got involved in a company that is a health and wellness company, and some of our products are weight loss products, but um, our signature product is a body wrap, and it's widely misunderstood. People think it's a weight loss product, and it's really not. It's about your skin and whatever. So when I was advertising for this company, even though I was doing pretty well, people would say to me like, there's only two ways to lose weight, and that's diet and exercise. And let me tell you, like, sometimes it was hard to battle those comments and stick with the products and keep going. And that's where the emotional health and the time, I feel like, is so critical and so valuable, because if I hadn't had the quick success that I had financially with this company right off the bat, I wouldn't have stayed on the products. I wouldn't have stuck with the program. I wouldn't have started over. No matter how many times I quit, I'd start over. Like, I would get in these things where I'd be like, okay, and I know some pretty good personal trainers in this area, and I used to be an athlete, and I know the exercise part and the diet part was so hard, because when I would fall off or make a mistake or whatever, then I all of a sudden like wanted to emotionally eat and then sabotage, and then I'd have to start all over. And so I feel like those two key components, like with the time, like over 2 years, everybody wants to do stuff in 90 days. And when you get to the point that you're uncomfortable and that you hate yourself when you look in the mirror and you think that nobody's gonna love you because you're a big girl, like, it is hard to battle those emotions, and it is hard to stick with a program. And when you add like my component on top of it, like, I used to be fairly athletic, right? So I would go start these workout programs. Well, my body wasn't ready for that, because I was jumping in full force, because you hear people saying, how bad do you want it? It's about how bad you want it, or you'll pass out before you die, or, like things like that. And it's like, you want it so bad, but at the same time, you don't think you can do it, or you try to do it and you end up pushing yourself too hard and getting injured. And then once you get injured and you can't work out, then the emotional eating starts, and then the cycle starts all over again. And so I feel like if I can share my story and somebody gets me, and I can put somebody up on a program to get them started with some coaching from me and with some guidance from me to get the emotional part and the timeline part and the diet and the exercise part all working together, I feel like I can help people who feel helpless, who feel like they're never going to be enough, but something deep inside them wants them to be. I have a system planned out to where I can walk people through that step by step, based on my experiences and based on the knowledge that I've learned along the way. And that's why I'm sharing my story. I want to find those individuals who feel helpless, who feel like maybe surgery is the only option, but at the same time, they're conflicted on that because they feel like maybe it's a cop out, or they feel like, if they were me, they were afraid to go in and face the fact that it got that bad, even though they know it every time when they look in the mirror. This is not, I don't want people in my program who have 5 pounds to lose. I don't want people on my program who have 10 pounds to lose. I want people on my program who feel helpless, but are committed to taking one step at a time. Those people who watch Biggest Loser and get inspired a little bit and think that if they can do it, I can do it, and somewhere along the way realize that maybe that's not realistic. Maybe that 3 months is not really enough. I feel like I need to share my journey and need to share my struggles and my dark secrets, because life on the other side is so much better. I'm not anywhere near like Tiny or model like, but I'll tell you what, like I feel good when I look in the mirror. I feel good when I'm running the bases on the softball field, and I feel good hugging somebody else saying, hey, I've been there. I know you can do it. And so I have this program set up, and I'm just going to start with 30 days right off the bat. Just 30 days. You'll get a video from me every day. We're going to start by, figuring out what your limiting beliefs are. Like, I had to change my mindset from being butterball and fridge or fat and ugly to strong and healthy. I had to change those words in my mind. I had to throw away the scale, and I had to throw away the calendar, and I had to do it one step at a time. And I had to know that it was a marathon and not a 5K. So I'm looking for people who are in my shoes, and I want to talk to them. I want to get them set up on this. First one is going to be a trial. Like, I am not educated in fitness. I'm not educated in nutrition. I am educated in the products that I've used that have been a great assistance to me along the way. No, they have not done it for me. But they've been a valuable assistance. So I'm knowledgeable in the products, and I'm knowledgeable in emotional health based on like what I've been through, but I am not licensed. I am not anything. I'm just a girl who wants to make a difference. And so if this is you, please reach out to me. If this is somebody you know, share this video. Maybe I can help them too. So again, thank you for listening, and I really appreciate you helping me make a difference. So have a fabulous day, and I hope to hear from you soon.